out to hang out with us tonight. We are excited to have you. I am Tammy Owens. This is my home, and I appreciate y'all coming out, especially all of our Dawsonville girls. It was a really long way to get here because this is our family reunion. And so I'm going to introduce Brooke. For those of you that don't know Brooke, Brooke is the top of our upline right here. So it is Brooke Woodward, and then Candi Dewberry, and then me, and then Judy. So that's kind of the leadership role, and Mindy is underneath Brooke as well, okay? So she's going to take over for her.
So I'm the old lady in the room. We're all cousins and sisters. I think most of you know each other, but we have a couple of new ladies. So thank you guys for being here. We just hope this is a great time. We like to kind of get together in our smaller groups. So we have a group in Dawsonville, a group in my house, and a group here. And then every quarter, we just like to pull together as a family. I think that's kind of nice. Thank you guys, especially y'all drove a long way. And some of you came after work, so that's awesome. All right, we're going to start out with recognitions. So if you had a birthday in the month of March, do we have any birthdays in the month of March? In the month of March.
Yes, and it was last Friday.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Any other birthdays? Anybody else? Okay. Well, happy birthday! Thank you. Cute baby back there. All right. If you had, so this is going for the February accounting period. If you held at least one jewelry show, stand up and congratulate yourself, or one event. Sorry, I'm old school. Good job. Good job. Okay, I have no clappers. So
Oh my God.
I'm like, yay! Okay, so we're going to do, we don't normally do this at every training, but we can today. So I'm going to do our tops. So our top 5, here, give me one. Thank you. Our top 5 retailer. Number 5 is here, and I'm very excited. Canoe, I don't know how to say her last name. Canoe. 76060. So good job for you. Jenna Keller, she's actually up near you guys, but she was 896.50. All right, Candi, she was number 3, 1, 3, 4, 5. And then Roxanne is here. She was my number 2 retailer, $2,250.26. And then Tammy is number 1 this month, $2,865. Awesome. All right, and then our top 5 events. So Roxanne was number 4 and 5. She had 2 events over $700. So there we go. What were you doing? Anything special?
Just keep doing what I know to do.
Just keep doing what I know to do. I like it. Stay consistent. Jenna, she had $865.50 event. So good job. And Tammy and Candi both had them over 1,000. Tammy's was $1,000.25. Anything special that you did with that?
No.
Just doing what you do. And then Candi's was $6.75 more. $7,000. Anything special?
It was a fundraiser.
It was a fundraiser. So that's awesome. Good job. And then we had 2 ladies sponsor this month. The sisters, the fabulous, the dynamic duo over here. So good job. And for those of you that they're actually really for real sisters. Sisters. All right, and then the other couple of things we've had happening. We've had our 5-day challenge the last 2 weeks. So how many of you have been jumping on board? Jumping on board that. Okay, if you haven't, it's okay. Actually changed it up a little bit. So the first week we did it, you have to do all 5 days to get 1 ticket in the drawing. But then last week and this week, the way that I did it, if you have a bad week and you just do 3 days, y'all, that's still more than 0 days. Mm-hmm. So for each day you do it, then you're getting a ticket. Okay, so don't be discouraged. So I did change that a little if you noticed, and we're going to talk more about that as we train. But y'all, it is something awesome. It keeps each other, it's keeping me accountable. I feel like it's keeping our leaders accountable too, just to make sure we're doing a little something each day. We get examples, but then That's cute. But then if you just do a little bit each day for your business to move your business forward, you're gonna have a whole new business. Think about that. You do that each week, and you keep doing that week after week, a month, 2 months, 3 months down the road, where you're gonna be. So our first 5-day challenge winner, we have Tammy Owens. I got little fun things to
Boss
mail.
lady. I like it.
And then our next one is Mindy. Come on up. This was an in-person one. I couldn't mail this one, but I know you love coffee.
I do. Oh, it matches my sign.
Yes.
Rally.
I know. I know.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I was hoping you would one of the first two. So I can do that too. Okay. And then our newsletter challenge. Does anyone know what the newsletter challenge is?
Respond to Jimmy. I thought I did.
Respond to Jimmy. Okay, so he drew, and this is totally him. Y'all, he works hard on that newsletter, and I think it's awesome. It's really cute. But he wanted to make sure people were reading it. So he did a little challenge, and he bought this on his own. Nothing to do with it. And I said, well, babe, who won the money? And Bryce, my little boy, was over there. Can I have it? I was like, no, one of my Premier girls. And Jimmy said, Canoe won it.
Yay! And you know you have to eat it because 3 kids will fight over that.
Yep. I don't mind.
Well, you can eat a deer or a cow. I like the ear part. Okay, and then the last recognition that I want to do is our princess. So each January I have a big princess tea, and all of my leaders come to that tea, but then each month, outside of leadership, we have a jewelry lady, basically who's kind of consistent in their business. They're doing consistent jewelry shows throughout the year. They're attending training. They are sponsoring all those sorts of things. And you can only meet the princess once, so it leaves a lot of room for those of you, even if you're doing 1 to 2 jewelry shows, just keep consistently doing it. Keep showing up at training, because you have to be a training to win it, and you will win that. So this month I'm really excited because this is someone I don't normally see, and I don't normally get to give her this. But Roxanne, come on. And Candi,
Keep on the training.
so my crown was a little comb. Candi upgraded you.
I did.
You're
Irish princess.
This
Thank you. I have to take my glasses on.
beautiful Irish princess. Okay. So you'll be invited to our princess tea where I spoil you
Later on, okay.
and you get all my presents and fun stuff, and then that's a present for you for now.
Thank you. So when you were complaining about that long ride, just suck it back. Yeah, there you go.
I texted Mindy to make sure you were fun. So, all right. So Candy's gonna do our announcements. Maybe.
Can somebody get him a cookie?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I've got them written down for you.
All right. Okay, so our next training's coming up. So if you are in Brooke's WOW group, it's going to be Monday, April 23rd. The Dawsonville ladies, April 9th is your next training, and then the Divas, we will meet back here April 16th. So those are our next ones. And then who's planning to come to National Rally in July? All right. Put your hand up. Come on, put your hand up. My application is full of change. So the dates for that are July 19th through the 21st. Most of us fly in on the 18th, so go ahead and mark that on your calendar. Start planning now. That's huge. And then Sunday, May 20th is, it says at 2 o'clock is the new jeweler training, must RSVP to Brooke. So if you haven't gone through that, or if you have anybody
And that's
needs
a
it,
date change.
yeah, date change.
Just I had kid conflict. So. It's at my house, I can change it.
And then, okay. So the challenge yourself promotion kind of thing that's going, obviously January through June. You've got that whole time to do your shows and get your retail to where you can earn the free jewelry. Also sponsoring doubles and triples and things like that, the amount. So go on the website, check out the details for that, get your little color-in sheet.
I like to have a tracking sheet and color in my little houses or whatever they've got people to keep track of how much free jewelry you've earned so far for the new line. It's a really, really easy way to do that. Then the 5-day challenge that Brooke is doing, we are going to talk more about that. Make sure you're paying attention to that. So get on the Facebook page, comment, and I just really encourage you to stay active in that. And then the Grow and Grace collection, if you did not see that the jewelry came out, it's a special Mother's Day collection that is only good through, I think, the 13th, right?
Through Mother's Day.
Through Mother's Day, right? The 13th.
Yeah.
Okay.
The discount is the 31st, right? The discount?
Oh, for the discount? Okay, through the 31st, yeah. But they won't be able to order it after the after Mother's Day. And then one other thing I'm going to mention, I don't know if you saw in your email today, but they're still having some issues with ProPay. So right now, your customers can still not put it through. I don't know if they can access your website. Like, hopefully they can access your website and they can just click, you know, hey, contact jeweler.
I think it's just the payment part.
I had an order come in this morning. She had some issues.
It
with
just
it.
went out.
She got it through.
But the email just came out about an hour ago.
I
That
think it's just the
ProPay.
payment section.
It's just the payment section that is given some, you know, just having some issues. They said if your customers are having issues, just try back. Your ProPay's aware of it and they're trying to get it ironed out. So
Or
just a heads up. Yeah, those of you guys have been around, a lot of us have Square, and so I just rerun it through Square. No big deal. Yeah, no more. All right, and then any other current challenges going on with your upline, your 10-10-10 upline? Pay attention to that. No, listen, you're gonna get in a lot of trouble, okay?
Go play with Aiden.
Yeah, go with Aiden.
I'll have you a prize later.
All right, so my challenge.
Is it worth it?
There you go, sorry. He's like negotiates for stuff. Okay. Anyway, so check with your upline on current challenges to encourage you and motivate you, and then we're gonna pass around the prayer notebook.
That's right.
Oh, you have one. We have two. Which one?
Before we do that, I want to introduce my new jeweler.
Oh yeah.
Stand on up, everybody. This is my sweet friend Erin, and I am really excited for her. She got a head start on the game because she said, "Why wait till your training show?" She says, "I'm going to go ahead and start doing this stuff." So she had a couple of catalog events before, and so by the time we got to her training show, she knew how to do all that back end stuff. It was just great, and she is on fire.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to do her training show on this Saturday. Any other new people? Any new jewelers?
All right, silence your cell phones. Is the next thing, and then Mindy, go ahead and come up and do the devotion.
Roxanne, I feel like I need No, they're fine. Okay, so Brooke said today's 26th, so we didn't say that. Alright, so March the 26th. Do y'all have this little devotional book, Gentle Devotion? I love this little book. The great thing is if you download it on the website, right? Okay. Alright, so today says, He knows my days. The story of Helen Keller has captured the hearts of Americans for a century. Illness robbed her at both sight and hearing when she was 19 months old. The doctor said she would never see or hear again. Helen Keller's parents were advised by Alexander Graham Bell to contact the Perkins Institute for the Blind in Boston. They contacted Perkins and asked for a teacher for a young Helen. On March the 3rd, 1887, Anne Sullivan arrived. The rest of the story is well known. Helen went on to college and graduated from Radcliffe, completing the required courses in 4 years. She learned French, Latin, and German, conquering them with a double disability. I believe, I skipped the verse, Psalms 139:16, and that God planned every day of my life before I was born. Did God plan every day of the life of that little girl? I believe He did. Did God want her to remain locked in a dark and silent prison for all her days? No, I don't believe so. He had a good plan for her life, even though she was handicapped. God knew her days, and God knows your days too. He can trust His time. You can trust His time. Don't give up. I skipped the verse at the very top. So Psalms 139:16 says, "You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life and was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed." So that was her March the 26th daily devotion.
I was about to ask you if you need my glasses.
Isn't that bad? I mean, it's not bad.
They always make fun of me, so I thought, what the heck?
I'll be 40 soon, and then the first thing to go.
Yeah. Yes. Well, before I get started, I want to open this up in a word of prayer, okay? Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this night. Lord, you ordained it that we stayed home safe last week and protected, and Lord, we thank you for that protection through the storms. God, thank you for bringing each lady here tonight. We know that everybody's got a busy schedule, Lord, and that they've taken time out for their businesses, and God, that they've committed that business to you. So I pray that over this time, you would watch over us, Lord, that you would let us hear what we're supposed to hear, and God, that you would use us in a mighty way to serve others and to shine your glory. Amen. All right. Well, I get to sit. My legs have been acting funky today, and I don't want to drop right in front of you, so I'm using a chair. Executive decision. So, I want to talk about serving. Post.
Do I press the red button? Is that what I do?
No, the red button records on
What? Is that not what you said?
Just the white button. It takes a picture.
Okay.
Some guy.
That's what I was going to spit my water out about.
Well, we've got one recording, one Facebook Live, and I'm the photographer, and I can't very well do that.
I know how I've done it.
Okay. Well, no, it was one picture.
Okay, just one.
Yes. See, she's doing great, isn't she? She's fantastic. So, you know, I wanted to talk about serving. I always talk about serving as the most important part of our business. I always try to tell everybody to put your focus on other people and the rest will come. And I don't just say that lightly. I really take it seriously in my own business because I have learned so much over the last 10.5 years of what serving others does for you. And it's not just in my premier business, it's my life and what I try to stand for as a person. I want to be as much like Jesus in that way as I can, where we go out and be his hands and feet. You know, God didn't put us here to just live a glorious life, have fun, and then be done. How much can you do? It's not about that. We are supposed to live for him. And God gave us Premier too. When this company was founded, it was not about let's make a lot of money. It was about how can we serve people. If you look at what Premier said when they first started, they wanted to honor God, serve others, enrich every life they touch. And the 4 groups that they were trying to get into, it was all a purpose of serving someone. So why today should we not be doing the same? We are in a completely different generation of Premier. Brooke, Candi, and I, and Mindy have been around long enough to where we've been able to see the other side of Premier. And it could very quickly get lost if we don't try to do what they've asked us to do and to teach you to do the same thing that they started Premier for. Now that being said, this is a business and we are supposed to have this for whatever need that business is, right? But if we take the serving part out of it, we are missing the boat, y'all. We are missing it big time. So I just told you their philosophy and plan and so forth. And so we have to start putting people first. We have to make them a priority in our business. And Matthew 7:12, in all things do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Do you like it when people do kind things for you? Does it just bring joy to you? What about when you do something for someone else? Y'all, if you have never stepped out of your comfort zone and opened yourself up to do something for others, do it. Try to do something this week that is so selfless that it could be nothing but God working through you, and see what it does. I promise you, the joy you feel from that will do so much more than the happiness you feel because somebody gave you a gift. I'll tell you that right now. It's amazing. with Premier, we've got so many ways, so many opportunities that we can serve, and it starts through our shows. Well, y'all, we have an opportunity to have fun and fashion, and I'm going to do some fashion later because isn't that great? Girls love to get together and play in jewelry, and you know, if you throw the style part in it, you're telling them how to dress up. I mean, where's my clapper? Fun! Okay, fun and fashion. So when you're at your event, go in there with your eyes wide open, looking to see who is there. For years, early on in my business, I had a huge need for Premier. Huge need for Premier. I had to work so hard to make ends meet because we had a financial situation. So during that time, I found that I would stress because, oh, I need that. I have that. Well, God knew what I needed already. I just needed to learn how to let go, let Him do His thing, and start focusing on somebody else. So when I would go to my shows, I started praying, and I still do this today. Lord, show me why I'm going tonight. Lord, show me who's there that I need to bless and serve. Who is it that needs a smile? Who is it that needs a hug? Who is it that has a financial situation and maybe they need to hear about Premier? Who just needs a fun girls' night? Lord, I need you to show me why I'm there. And do you know what? When you start praying that, be ready. Be ready, because it will start coming to you. It will start coming to you. But with it comes a blessing. So focus on them on your way to that show. And when you get there, start listening. Because there's things all over the place while you're having fun that you can pick up on. And so while you're doing that, taking it away from you, start focusing on them and becoming a friend. It's not just about, can I make some money and leave? You know, I started, about a year into my business, started doing some follow-ups where I would actually send an email, you know, to let them know their jewelry is coming. Send them an email to make sure that they're happy with this, that, or the other. Call them to say, hey, are you loving your jewelry? Can I do anything for you? And you don't know how many people would say to me, nobody's ever called me like that. Nobody has ever called me like that. They just take my money, take my order, and I never hear from them again. Well, that kind of stinks, right? Well, just to let you know, I am not perfect. Over the last few years, I've had a lot going on. And so I have not been able to keep up with those same processes because it was too overwhelming. And so for a season, I had to do what I could to get through and just do the show. Praise the Lord, I could do that, right? Because we don't have to focus on pouring it all in or just doing a little bit. Premier says do whatever works for you and your family. So while you're at these shows, you're developing relationships with these people. Ask them what they do during the day. Ask them how many kids they have. Just talk to them like they are your best friend. And you know, if you use the system where you're sending out to check on people and they're seeing your emails come through, well, you know, you usually book shows, right? You booking shows out of that show. Well, some of them will come to that next show, and if you send it again and it starts this ripple effect, who do they see in front of them all the time? My friend Tammy, the jewelry lady. My friend Tammy. Social media gives us such a huge outlet. Social media is not meant to just be sales, sales, sales. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's very small that you're supposed to throw business in there.
80,
what?
80-20.
80-20. So 80% needs to be social about your life and commenting on their pages. And y'all, when you do that, when you're watching their life and commenting on their life, you're not being fake. It's sincere. And they recognize that, and they'll start commenting back on yours. And so when you see that person again, have you become their friend, or are you just their jewelry lady? See, you become their friend. They look forward to seeing you. They look forward to working with you. Our family. Okay, Premier can bless our families tremendously. But we can find ways to serve people in our Premier family. I can tell you just from my own experiences how much y'all have served me in my downtimes. And I can remember different situations where I've been able to serve others through hard times. You know, our Premier families, our uplines, our sidelines, they jump in there when a sister is down. Y'all, they reach out Devin was in a terrible accident 3 years ago. The first thing after I was screaming, Lord, help him, save him, don't let him die, because we have to do that first. I went straight to social media into the Premier Facebook group and sent out a prayer request. Do you know that went so far, it spread so far out, that was in the middle of the night, but it went all over the country, and by the time we made it to the hospital, we had people waiting on us. No, we can serve in mighty ways through our Premier family. We can love on them through hardship. We can help them when they need help. How many times have you looked for a piece of jewelry and then bam, somebody's got it? Does that happen when we go online looking at a store? No. No. So our Premier families, we have so many ways that we can offer service to them. Another way is through our finances. Premier can provide financial freedom. Now, I have not been blessed there yet, but it's not because Premier hasn't been good, it's because I haven't been a good steward. Candi's going to be working with me and some others because she's really good at that. She's very gifted in finances. What are you doing with the money you make? Are you using it wisely and taking care of debt that God says you are not supposed to have? Hey, I am saying, it's me. It's me. But are you doing that? Are you using the money that God gave you to serve somebody else, to bless somebody else with it? Remember, God can get you out of that, but you also have to be focused on His Word, doing what you're supposed to do. And when God gives you that show, remember, it is not about you. It is about them, and He gave you that opportunity. And it can build our faith. My faith has been built so much through years of Premier. So much. When I came into Premier, okay, I was a Christian. I believed in Jesus. I loved the Lord. There wasn't a question about any of that. But I was seeking a home. I was seeking to build my foundation in Jesus. And who would have thought I would have got it out of my little jewelry business? Premier has been a huge blessing. It means all of us, if we look at it, my faith has grown exponentially. I don't worry anymore. I could tell you right now that we're paycheck to paycheck, and we've got X amount of debt, and we've got this, and I've got that. But you know what? Guess what else I know? God's already got it. He just has to use me, and I have to allow Him to do this. So I don't know what your story is. Everybody's got a story. But let those around you in this Premier family love on you, take care of you, minister you if we can. You don't have to be there in your face, and if you don't know the Lord, one of us would be happy to share that with you. We are coming upon Easter, and I was trying to share to Aiden, and even Philip. He said, "What is Palm Sunday? What does that mean?" And I said, well, it's when Jesus came into Jerusalem these last few days, and they threw out the red carpet, so to speak, with the palm branches that they laid out for Him. And I was telling Aiden, I said, and this coming Friday, we'll call it Good Friday. I said, do you know what that day is? No. I said, well, that's the day Jesus gets crucified. I said, that doesn't sound very good, does it? I said, no. I said, but you know what? If you believe in Jesus, it's a great day. Because that means, and 3 days later, on Easter Sunday morning, when Jesus arose, we have eternity. Because Jesus died on that cross. And I would not have been able to sit here 10 years ago and share that story and feel confident in what I was saying and not care if somebody thought I was crazy for saying it. Jesus is the backbone of this company. He is the backbone of my life. I serve Him, and every one of us should think of us the same. We serve others like Jesus served us. I was reading this final verse in Philippians 2, 3 and 4. It says, don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Don't look out only for your own interest, but take an interest in others too. You must have the same attitude that Christ Jesus had. I hope y'all are blessed by that a little bit and just understand that it's not about us. Y'all go out and bless somebody. everybody, and you will be amazed at how it makes you feel. And your business will grow.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, so we were supposed to be a whole lot closer to St. Patrick's Day. It's all of the ridiculousness that we have here. And you know, I'm always about getting into the fun. So, I got my green eyeshadow lipstick on. And, here, I'm gonna take a picture.
I'm trying. Okay, there you go.
I like your green,
Anyway.
sweatery.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
So I'm totally not gonna be able to wear these long. I did an event on St. Patrick's Day and I was so excited. I was like, yay, let's break it all out. So looked everywhere for these, but yeah, they give you a headache. So I decided they totally work. That's my that's my staple. So I'm like, at least they could be up here. But anyways, so I did have a 4-leaf clover. It's in the car. I can usually find them. So I have one. It's taped to.
There's one right behind you.
There's one right here.
That Evan found today.
If you don't tape them to a piece of paper, they'll shrivel up real quick. So, but anyways, so 4-leaf clover. What is most people put 4-leaf clovers equaling luck? Well, that is false. Okay, so it's just a belief. So my topic is it's not luck, it's work. But we're gonna take the idea of a 4-leaf clover and I'm gonna break it down because that is what most people think. Oh, I'm gonna get lucky, you know, like whatever. I'm just coming into some good luck. Just like if you break a mirror. Okay. If y'all really believe that, then I'm sorry. But I will walk under a ladder. Whatever. The Lord is in control, okay? And really it is going to be what you are willing to put into it that you're going to get out of it. So if you think about your business, there's no such thing as luck in your business. So for those that think, I just did it and voila, like I was blessed with just, I don't know, like I didn't even do anything and I got orders. That's not where it's going to be. So to truly have a successful business, you have to work for whatever it is that, for it to work, really. Just you have to work for it to work. What? No. No, you've already had enough. And trying to work with that one is a little more challenging than it used to be. So, but I don't make it an excuse. I figure it out. We work around it. But what does work look like? So a lot of people have no idea what it looks like. But we're going to break down this 4-leaf clover into 4 different categories of having a well-functioning business. So I'm just going to kind of tell you what those are real quick. But so the first part is going to be obviously you need shows, events, whatever you want to call them, in order to have a successful business, right? You also need to have personal development. I'm going to go through all these. You need to sponsor, be sharing the business, and have team development. So those 4 things of the clover, we'll just make those the 4 little pieces. I'm going to break it down for you and kind of pull it together so you understand. Like, it's not just one area. You have to have a well-balanced business. So we just decided it was working with the theme. We're going to use the clover. Okay, I've heard it with having 4 wheels on a car. You need all 4 of them for your business to go where it needs to go and for your car to move forward. So it's just a really good analogy, I guess, is what that is. But, so, you know me, I'm like, whatever. But moving into the needing to hold shows and events. So how do we do that? Well, of course we have to make calls because we've got to have people. And one of the things right now that Brooke is doing with the 5-day challenge, it was even kind of challenging for me because I would work all day long. I'd be busy, like getting all kinds of stuff done for hours of the day. And then I go to her list and I'm like, I had none of that yet. So I was like, dang, I need to check myself. Even, as as long as I've been in, what are you truly doing? Are you working your business? Because if I have to squeeze in the nooks and crannies and I only have 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 5 minutes, you know, whatever it is, if I am intentional in those few minutes to do something that's on that list, to move my business forward, like to make a phone call, to reach out, to get shows on my calendar, and not just basic, I don't know, you call it maintenance work for your business. It's more business moving forward options. So I strongly suggest you go back to the WOW page. If you're not on that page, let us know. We'll make sure you're on it. But read through the list, because there's now 3 weeks of list of different topics and different ideas to move your business forward. And like I said, it really challenged me. So I would say go through that and just start doing the things on that list. I was gonna pull it up, but I can't because it's on my phone. So, and my phone is recording live. Because I was gonna read through some of the different ones. But if you start working your business like a business, then you haven't, yeah, I might read a couple of them. So, but if you start working your business like a business, it's gonna pay you like a business. Even if you can, this is this week? Okay. Even if you can only squeeze it into those nooks and crannies, take it seriously and it will start producing results, which will mean income. Because yes, we are service driven and that is the main thing, but I know a lot of people in here do have bills like the debt she's talking about and things that we have to pay. That's not going anywhere. So if we can use the tools that the Lord has given us, and I'm just letting everybody in here know, secret, everybody listen up, if you didn't know, the Lord has given you a jewelry bag. Show the jewelry, I promise you will make money. Can I get an amen? Okay, thank you. So, just a little secret. Y'all got that bag of jewelry. Y'all show it, it sells itself. If you leave it in a box and in your whatever, it's not going to do anything there. Just in case you didn't know that. Okay. Huh? It's got dust on it. Yeah. Okay. So here are a few things that are going to be in this week's, just to kind of like challenge you to think about the different stuff you can do. So even just picking, like she said, you can just do a couple of the days. If you're not at a place where you can work your business 5 days a week, get there, but if you can just do it some, throw yourself in this drawing just for the heck of it, but it's not even just for the drawing. Let it be because you want to do something with your business. We've got invite your BFF to hear about the premiere opportunity. There's all kinds of different ways you can do that. There's call or text 10 people to set up an April or May jewelry showing event. There's literally sample verbiage to send out, y'all. Okay? Schedule a personal show. Guess what? I doesn't need anybody else to tell you yes or no. You can schedule it on your own. No excuse.
You're gonna get a ticket if you
Just schedule your own event.
don't even have to.
I don't care if you don't think anybody's gonna come. If you think no one's gonna come, guess what?
They won't.
No one's gonna come. If you work it and pump it up and just think people are gonna come, somebody's gonna come. If not, maybe they'll come. It's all in your head. Okay. Call a friend and ask for a show referral. That's another one, you know, so that's easy. Not asking them for a show, you're asking them for a referral. Like everybody knows the person that does have time to do parties. Make a call to set up a fundraiser. Y'all, I'm going to be really real about fundraisers for me. That is the one thing that's keeping my business going right now. Life's a little crazy for us. You know, coming off of a ridiculous year of I managed to make 100 events happen. It is not going to happen this year because life has put a big old halt to my business. However, I know I still have to work and I still have to do what I've got to do, but things have kind of switched around in our household. And so today when I had to tell Stephen, like, okay, well, if you're really serious and not going to let me work, this is how much more money I need to pay bills. And he's like, wait, not going to keep that up forever. And I was like, well, duh. So I know that. I've got to get on the phone and make some phone calls. But one thing that I knew I could do during this down season where I can't get out to do as many shows because he's literally gone like every day. And when he is home, he's having to be on the computer. And so I can't run in the nooks and crannies of any date I see available on the calendar because he might really lose his mind. And so anyway, I have learned that for me, fundraisers are a really easy way for me to help someone else and serve them through my business, but it's a great tool to then give back and all that, but it's also a huge tool for my business. Because when that was all I had on the calendar, that $1,000 party, it still put $300 in my pocket. I gave 20% to the cause, and I got 30%. So, y'all, that's crazy. And I sold $1,000 at that event. Scheduled some other events coming up. Met some new people that have linked me into new groups already that I'm just like amazed. But I knew I was doing what I was supposed to through my business, serving others. And that is what comes from it. So fundraisers are huge. And I reached out to 2 other people and lined up a Relay for Life fundraiser. And I've got another one. I said, hey, you want to do another softball? She does like a travel ball. I said, you need to do another fundraiser for the spring? She's like, absolutely. I'm like, well, let's do it after spring break. So people get back and they're not forgetting, while they're gone. But that's 2 fundraisers now that I have set up for April. And then I've got one show with like my main group of people, but that's where I'm at right now. So being real, I don't have a ton on my calendar, but I have to work with Steven a couple weekends, and we're going out of town, and it's spring break, and the cruise is the end of the month. So there's just everything else going on. That's not an excuse for me not to do something with my business. And so if fundraisers are where it's at, y'all, fundraisers is where it's at. Even I get 25%. Normally, just this other event, I really didn't know what to expect, and I just said I get 20%. So this one, I'm doing 25% of the sales, but still, I'm going to be splitting my profit. So if I have another $1,000 event, I'm still making $250, and they're making $250. So it's a win-win, and you're getting new people that you would not normally get. Trust me. You're getting into crowds you would not normally get in with your business by offering to do fundraisers. So don't feel like you're cutting yourself out. You're really putting opportunities out there that you wouldn't have otherwise, and you're giving back and be a blessing through it. So fundraisers are huge. It's an easy way to get in, really easy way. If you call and say, girl, can I do a fundraiser event for you? I'd love to help you with whatever. And if you keep up with them on social media, you probably know what that whatever would be. Whether it's their kids' sports or whatever's going on in their life, you could probably put something together with, I'm sure you could look through your Facebook feed and find at least 2 people to offer a fundraiser to. So challenge, do that. All right, so anyways, those are some things. Make customer care calls, hostess coaching calls or texts, set up a jewelry display at a business, a school, a vendor event, attend a local training. Y'all, just for being here tonight, you can get a ticket. So, but guess what? You got to comment. So you got to get on the phone, you got to find the Woodward Wow, you got to find the post, and you got to comment. Okay?
It was on there last week too.
Will work, but
Sorry.
I promise y'all, it's not as hard as you think. And then if you have a VIP group, which hopefully most of you do, pop up in your group and do a fun little like secret sale or some type of jewelry showing of some sort in your little VIP group. So those are some fun things that you can do utilizing that. But so that is one thing. You obviously have to be in front of people. And then that moves you into sponsoring. Really more of just sharing Premier, okay, with other people. You want to ask for referrals, take it off yourself. There's something on there. Listen to what Greg Terrell has to say. It's a quick 7-minute video about getting referrals for your business. But you want to share, but guess what? If you're really not in front of people, it's going to be really difficult to be sharing the Premier business and sponsoring people. But I got to tell you, this is something that's huge. You have to first believe in the company and the opportunity that we have. So if you don't believe in it, it's not going to come out of you to where someone is going to be receptive of it. You don't believe in the company that you represent and the company that you are selling jewelry for as an awesome opportunity, because has it blessed everybody in this room of some way or another? Right? So if you believe that and you know how easy it is to show the jewelry and it sell itself, and you know someone is in need, then why would we be selfish and not tell them? Why? Because I've been at a place in my business where I'm like, well, she probably would be okay, but like she wouldn't really work it, and then that's my huge circle of people, and I really don't want to lose that. No, I can't be like that. Like, I have to say, oh no, I'm gonna sign her up. I'm gonna let her do what she's gotta do. If I didn't sign up Jen, I could have kept Jen's group and had her best friend once a year having a $1,800 to $3,500 party.
Yeah.
For real.
No, that's
Once a year and had that guaranteed. But no, I'd rather have Jen in my life as one of my jewelers and get to see the sweet baby and get to have her as like a new BFF to hang out with, and we've had some of the most fun with ever. If I had given that up because I wanted to be selfish and not share Premier, but I was like, hello, do you know how much money I spent with your friend? Like, girl, come on. Like, so I'm like, stay in even if you just do her show each year.
We're doing 2 a year now.
Yay!
Wow.
So, you just have to realize that it's not about you. And, you know, she's at a place now, she's got that baby. I know that want to stay home after you have one. I also know the want to go back to do something else while I'm there. You know, keep them at home half the time, but then I got to get out the house, y'all. I'm just being real. Like, right now, I told my friend, I said, you couldn't have a party. I got to get out the house. Love them, but I am blessed to stay home with them. I'm also blessed to get out the house to go show jewelry, so I can continue to pay for whatever they want to do. But anyways, so believe in the company that we have of Premier, our opportunity, and you will see that it's going to be so much easier when you're working your own personal business as well. When you have that money coming in and you have that excitement, to then share that blessing with the people at those shows. You're going to be able to share your excitement and your results. So just keep doing it. It's not saying you have to be some crazy rock star and do 8-10 shows a month. You know, you don't have to do that. You just have to stay consistent, and whatever that looks like, even if it's, you know, 2 or 3, I strongly suggest, because I'm out of this at the moment and I need to get back to it, but 1 a week really makes a huge difference for your business staying where you need it to constantly grow, okay? You're gonna go backwards if you get out of doing more than 4 shows a month, okay? You need to do 1 a week. We've always said strive for 5, and that's huge. It really does make a difference because it gets harder to work your business when you're like restarting and trying to figure it out every single time you go to a show. Just get comfortable in it, get comfortable in what we have to offer, and you'll be able to share and sponsor. So, that brings us to the third thing, which is personal development, okay? So this has a lot to do with probably how you feel about whether or not you want to get on the phone. You know, what are you pouring into yourself? What are you hearing? Do you have support? Do you not have support? You know, are you working against the grain with this type of business? It's an entrepreneurial thing. A lot of people have no idea, and they're just negative about it. I wish I had Tracy Ebert's post from the other day. She says, like, Forbes is projecting that 79 million people will be getting into starting their own business within the next 5 years. So, hello, like, why not join now? Or guess what? Y'all are already in. So, that is the way it's going. It's just learning to shift your mindset and fill yourself with what it takes. And it is a self-motivation thing. It is a self-start thing. It's when I don't feel like it, I do it anyways. Because I know that it will produce results if I just get out of my own head. So some things that you can do for your personal development. Number 1 is staying involved, okay? You have to stay involved with Premier stuff. You can't just say, I do Premier today, walk out the door, and then not pick your jewelry back up, not think anything to do with Premier until Friday. Like, you have got to keep in the know of Premier somewhere, somehow, or it really will affect your business and will affect how you, it's the whole demeanor of how you work your business, it'll affect it. Even how you are at your shows. So things that I do just to kind of keep me in it, trust me, I'm crazy busy with them. I don't have a lot of shows going on right now. But what am I doing? I'm watching online trainings. So Tammy says, how in the world do you guys have for all that?
It's called carpool.
Yes. So for me, it's not even carpool. It's called.
I did listen to Sunday Sisters.
Yes, you heard
Gina's, yes.
Yes. Is it not awesome? Chris, 45 minutes. I saw the replay and I was like, 45. Oh my gosh. Okay. So like I kept my phone out. I plugged it in. I don't know if y'all know this, but another secret, you can get the little audio thing to plug into your thing, your little car. Some of them have them, some of them don't. But you can plug it in, and then it'll go into your speakers. So I did that, and so I could hear it better. And so I was listening to her. Literally, I got 10 minutes in, paused it.
Yeah.
Had to get out of the car, had to go do something, ran into Target with my phone. It's fine, it didn't shut off. I came back out to the car and I hit play for literally 4 more minutes until I had to stop somewhere else. And then I got out of the car, I did whatever I had to do there, get back in the car, and I had about 20 more minutes. I listened to it. And then I had 12 minutes left when I got back to the house. And so I came into the house and I listened to the last 12 minutes of it just while I was doing something in the kitchen. Y'all.
Yeah. Doing laundry, that's what I do.
Yeah. So now, what did I get? Did I get to take notes? No. But I was like, that was good. I need to go back to her website. I need to print stuff off, which I did just now. And I was like, holy cow, like there's a ton of stuff. Like there's a vision checklist, which is like literally for the month what I want to do. If Premier could meet your needs, what would that look like? What would your life look like a year from now? Just basically walking through self-development, accountability, things you can do, sharing Premier, communication with your sponsor, which is like, you know, your upline. And then like a checklist for each week, y'all. So it's kind of like what Brooke is doing. So each week it says what to do. So you can keep yourself accountable whether or not you Facebook messaged or called this person, customer care, checked in with your accountability partner, invited ladies to an upcoming Facebook Live event. I'll just pop on live sometime in my group and sell stuff. I made $150 the other day. Like I can't go anywhere. I can't do any shows right now. Well, I can, just not like I want to. So I decided I was going to pop on while Steven was at the park with the kids, and I made $150. Y'all, it's whether or not you're willing to do it. Anyway, so I was like, this is great stuff from her. But she gave like the little Oreo booking boot camp. I'm going to let Brianna share in a little while how she listened to it, because I called her, not yet. I called her and I told her, you totally need to hear this. I told Sam the same thing. I'm like, go listen to her. You need to hear it. And so they did, and it was good stuff. And then I showed Sam this tonight. I'm like, dude, seriously, like we need to go ahead and get on this. It's an Oreo booking boot camp. And it's just, it's basically just some follow-up, but it gives you exactly what to say. And so that's me staying in the know. That's one thing I know right now I need, my team needs, y'all probably need, is learning how to follow up. Fortune is in the follow-up. Y'all didn't know that? Fortune's in the follow-up. Do y'all follow up? You might think you follow up. But her point was, we really don't follow up like we should follow up. And so it gives you a 3-day system on exactly how to respond. So you know how a lot of people are like, I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to send her another message. I just sent her a message. I'll wait a couple days. No. Like she teaches you a 3-day follow-up system on exactly what to say and how to follow up. But what was happening is we're getting results. People are responding back, because guess what? We're all busy, right? I have people that text me, I meant to reply. Actually, I thought I replied, and I didn't reply. Those are people like that are my friends that I care about, you know, and not that people don't care about me as a jewelry lady, but let's be real. Like, you're not number 1 on her list. You lucky if you're 50. So you got to stay on her. So you stay on top of her with this type of system. So anyways, that kept me in the know. But I will listen to those. I don't catch them all. I catch them as I can. I really strongly suggest if you work in an office or anywhere like that, you get some headphones. So you can just pop some headphones, earbuds, whatever you want to call them in, and listen to it. There'll be times I got to lay down with that child for 45 minutes to an hour for him to go to sleep, and I would listen to Sundays with Sisters. I'm just listening to, okay. Are you going to sleep yet? Nope. Okay. So I'm just listening. And it's getting in my head. It makes a huge difference when you're putting that in. I don't listen to music in the car hardly at all anymore if there's something I want to listen to as a training. I don't watch a whole lot on TV unless I know I've already kind of done the stuff that I wanted to. I would rather put this into my head than other stuff. So another thing you can do with personal development, anyways, that's just like how I fit that stuff in. Reading business entrepreneur books, y'all, okay? I hate to read. Hate to read. Woo, do not read at all. Yes. So
She loves when I give her books for things.
yeah. So anyways, I don't read. Which is why, so one of the things you want to read, business-based books. So I ordered this one because I was like, I got to find a whole new balance. My life looks different than it's ever looked in Premier, where I've got to now, like for real, figure out how to balance. I do this on Mondays, I do laundry on Fridays, like we do this on Wednesdays, whatever days. This day is this for Premier, you know, returns. I gotta find a whole new balance. So I was like, I'm gonna order this book off of this, whatever, it's $20. But this is one, this is Christy Dickerson, Start Balancing. She's a mom, productivity expert. Like, yes, I need some productivity in my life. So then all this work that I'm doing, all this time I'm spending, it's actually productive. And she's an entrepreneur. Well, then this is Christy Wright's new book, Business Boutique, and it came Saturday.
That's an easy read.
So yeah, so that's this one so far is like I'm breezing through it, and when I was reading it, and then I stopped for whatever reason. So I'm gonna start reading that again this week, and then I'm gonna get on this one. And there actually is a little fun group. There's some jewelers that are gonna do like an accountability with this, because what these books are basically doing, I think they're similar, where you're creating like a game plan for your business throughout them. But this says like define your success, live with intention, be happy. But I want to read a couple little things from this one that I just was like, ooh, I need to tag that. But I wasn't sure if I was going to write in it yet, which I am going to write in it, so I'm going to go back and highlight it. So she was like in college or something, and there was like this there was this business professor, whatever, they were always dressed to the T, drove nice cars, but this guy was different. He didn't do all that. So one afternoon, she stayed after class to ask him a question about his life and his business because she was so intrigued. So this is what she said. After talking with him, I discovered that he was probably one of the most wealthiest instructors on campus, although you wouldn't know it just by looking at him or the car he drove. I asked him about his car, and he said, listen to this, y'all. Why would I invest my own personal, already taxed money on a nice car when it is nothing but a depreciating asset? And why would I give all of my talents to a company to build their dreams when I know I am capable of building my own dreams? That conversation changed me, and it made me literally redefine what success meant in my own life. So she decided she was no longer going to be a lawyer and someone who was trading on Wall Street or climbed a corporate ladder. She wanted to create her own company. Didn't know what that was going to be, but that was her dream. So the point is, like, that's huge. Like, when you realize it's not about all these things, it's really about, like, what you can create on your own. I've always said that. Listen, like, what work, effort I put out needs to produce the kind of money I get back. That is why I love to bartend so much when I was younger, because I could hustle all day long and make stupid, ridiculous money. $4,000 to $6,000 a month, working 3 days a week. Okay, yo, when I say I was rolling in stupid money, I was rolling in stupid money. But I learned real quick how to live and spend that, and how to do not when I did not make it anymore. Because when I went to school, that's where Premier came from. Because I realized I went to school to take a ginormous pay cut and not make nothing compared to what I bartended with. So I learned if I was going to do anything, I had to work to get myself out of that, and that's where Premier came from. I knew whatever I did produced the money I would make. So you guys know that. Y'all can literally give yourself a pay raise anytime you want to. So if you're complaining about you didn't get the raise you wanted, so this is the time of year they usually do those things, your reviews, guess what? Review yourself. Review what you're truly doing. It may not be easy to accept the fact that you haven't been doing anything. I'm right there with you. And I know I have to step up my game in order to have the income come in that we really need me to pull. So it's just do a self-evaluation of yourself, and then don't sit there and cry about it. Just say, okay, what can I do to change it? I'm getting a raise this year. Give yourself a raise this year. One show a week is going to add an extra $10,000 to your income, y'all. So that's a pretty good raise for you. All right, another thing that she says, let's see, no one else is ever going to give you permission to chase your dreams. That was good. And then this is talking about failures. A lot of people stop because they think they failed. But this says, let's see, failures are only failures if I let them be defined as such. I now see them as stepping stones for my personal and professional growth. The challenges I have faced and the bad decisions I have made help me grow far more faster than successes ever have. So just you have to change your mindset, okay? And, if you operate with the mindset you might fail, focus on past mistakes or fear of what others will think, you might as well quit. Being bold and brave is not easy, but the bolder you are, the more opportunities you will have. period. So knowledge is power, y'all. Just, you've got to change up how you feel and how you think. I just feel like those things, just those couple things I got out of that book was huge. So failure is part of success, and you only truly fail if you give up. Which is worse, trying and failing or never trying? She says, to me, the fear of never trying at all is worse. To me, chasing the dream is just as necessary as breathing oxygen. I don't feel fully alive or purposeful if I'm not reaching for my true calling. So those are some awesome things that come out of that. So get some personal development going, because that is, I really think those things that I read like triggered even for me. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like, I'm gonna push through this. And another thing that you can do, obviously you need to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you need to stay in contact with people that believe in you and that can speak life into you on a regular basis. Stay in the Word, read the devotional. If you don't have a devotional, we've got, like, Jesus Calling is a great one. A lot of us love that one. And I don't read, it's why y'all don't read, right? I will read these. These are super easy reads for whatever reason. Another one, though, like Dare to Dream, Work to Win, and GoPro. Those are some of the other ones that are great entrepreneurial ones. But I am not good at reading, so I listen to a daily devotional that is live every day, Consumed by the Call. Francine Ivy does this. Sometimes I share it, but I make sure I catch hers every day. She does it Monday through Friday, and it's awesome. Okay, she is on fire, speaks nothing but the truth. I love hearing from her, and so that's good stuff. So make sure you're getting that. Huh? Oh gosh, I know. It was just her birthday too. I got to call her. All right, so I'm like, I can't wait to see her. She'll be on the cruise. Okay, and then the last part is team development. So come to training, make it a priority. If you've not been around me very long to ever hear me say this, training should be as much a priority as a show. Like, if you wouldn't cancel on a hostess to go do her a jewelry show, then you don't need to cancel on yourself by not coming to training. Because if what you get from training gets you some motivation to go make a phone call to get a show on your calendar, it's just as important if your business is going to work. So make sure you're at training, stay involved, find an accountability partner, and one that's going to run on the same level as you, and has, your same motivation. That is definitely helpful. And then if you do have a downline, you work with them, stay in contact with them, and just be willing to do the work. But know your why, okay? Know your why. And remind yourself often what your why is, and make sure it's big enough to get you up in the morning, get you excited and motivated to work. One of the things I heard at the very end of Lana Prevet's little Sundays with Sisters call a couple weeks ago is at the very end, she talks about in life when we're on the way to a destination, what most of us use GPS. If you key in the address and GPS and it tells you which way to go and you start driving, you're hitting green lights and you're just good, and you come to a red light and you're stuck in traffic, and then you hit another red light and you hit another red light and you hit a green light, and then you're just hitting all these red lights. Do you stop and turn around and not go to your destination? Do you? Anybody? Or do you keep going to your destination? Right? Because you have somewhere to be. So do you know what your destination is in your business? Do you have a goal in front of you, even if it's a small one? Do you know your destination? And do you realize that your green lights are the yeses that you got on your calendar, or the good things that are moving your business forward? And your red lights are just no's. But guess what? You'll eventually hit a green light, right? We know that when we're driving, we'll eventually hit another green light. We might be cursed that day and hit a bunch of red lights, but we will eventually hit a green light. Well, guess what? If you keep making your phone calls and if you keep working your business, you will hit those green lights, and your business will go somewhere. So you just can't give up, and if you give up immediately and turn around and just say, oh, that's difficult. Yo, think about what you do for a day job and what you do for other people's business to grow their, empire or whatever. Like, do something for yourself. Because, it's just not promised. They can fire you. You're a number to them. Like, with Premier, they truly love us. So that's just something that stuck with me, and I was like, ooh, that's good. Because we always have said your no's are closer, get you closer to a yes. But a couple of my girls have been doing some stuff, so I want Brianna to share real quick, because she has finally tried to put some of these into action. Yeah, you got it. So anyways, this is just something fun we saw also, but you can just share some of whatever you want to share.
Okay.
What's been working for you?
Okay. So, like maybe it was like a month ago. I don't know if you guys have seen Tracy Ebert, but she had this really cool like menu of services. So basically I created the menu services with like my own little headshot that Steven did when we were at Rally, and then I just kind of copy and pasted what she had. And since I also work weddings, which is kind of like an untapped market, I've been trying to figure out ways that I can kind of present this in front of a bride. So I also did something that was more geared towards weddings in the back. But I also wrote accessory stylist, wedding planner with my contact info. I'm also making a little lookbook. I'm making a little lookbook of things I found on the internet that kind of show brides and bridal parties, like what they would look like in our jewelry. And so I'm going to have these along with a little lookbook. I'm hoping to put in the house for when they do tours. Not just when I meet with the bride, but other brides, so that way they can kind of see what I have to offer on top of the fact they let me promote now on their website. It's really neat. So hopefully that will open up an avenue, but I'm literally, it's do or die. I'm contacting and talking to everybody, even the mail lady at my work. I've gotten a relationship with her. She's bought some retired jewelry. She's really excited to see my menu of services, so I didn't get to talk with her today because I was on another phone with a friend of mine about something else this afternoon when she came by. But I do plan on following up with her, which is key. And then the other thing I've been doing is basically texting, emails, trying to send something cute in like the old-fashioned snail mail that has not been working for me. So I'm like, okay, well, what can I do that's more personable, that's going to kind of give a call to action, that I can't really ignore. So I found something through Facebook where you can basically do a video recording of yourself for 15 seconds. So I started doing these kind of like little follow-ups, and that has given me a lot more response from these people that have not been responding to me, along with Snapchat. So I just kind of send them something cute, maybe with or without a filter, and just kind of like talking to them. I created a bling club, which I didn't know if it was going to launch or not, but I just basically announced what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, and then I kind of modified it, and then just ran now with 6 girls. So I have my first one launching, so hopefully by Friday it will generate some kind of revenue back for the family, but I'm literally just trying anything I possibly can. I'm just trying to think outside the box and how I can make it work for me, on top of working full-time plus the weddings, and then trying to make my business a business. So that's what I've been doing.
If they want to know more about the Bling Club, where did you find that?
I saw it. I can't remember where I saw it. We were in one of the groups a couple months ago.
It was yeah.
And so somebody posted something, and that's when I was just trying to think, okay, well, if I can make a guaranteed show once a month, that would help me get momentum. And then I started off following up with people, and the ones that said that they couldn't do my Bling Club, they basically said they were interested either in my services or they wanted to try to get in my calendar in the summer. So hopefully it's building something, getting some traction where I can get some guaranteed shows. But I also need new blood, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out another way to figure that out without me coming off as strange behavior.
But are you using at all the 3-step like responses within 3
So
days?
that was another thing. She asked me to watch this video last week, so I did, about the Oreo, the sandwich routine. So I've been trying to do that follow-up with the out of the box, like Snapchats or the Facebook messages. And then that way I wrote back, like people that didn't respond, saying, hey girl, did you see the above?
Yeah.
And then I'm getting a response, oh, so sorry, I didn't hear, I meant to reply back to you, and either like, yeah, or finding a different avenue to get them some wait, so.
Yeah. So I'm very proud of her. So we have to happen whenever. So like the thing is, like I told her, I said you are in front of, you do the bridal thing. So whatever your life looks like, wherever you're at, you have to find a way to tap into it. And so that she's doing that very well with being able to now have something that's very nice. They're harder than this because Sam got the ones that are, they ordered her, yeah, they're sending her the new ones. So you make sure you order, what's it called? Card style.
Yeah.
And then it'll be harder.
Supposedly that was card style, but I said that's not right.
Yeah. So you just have to kind of work with what you have. Oh, go ahead.
The Blink Club was from Camellia.
Okay, and then Leah Mitchell also brought it up on Sundays with Sisters.
It was,
Yeah.
no, it's on, the group I'm in is share.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they've got a couple
Oh, no,
different
you're
people.
right, it's Sundays and Sisters.
Yeah, Leah Mitchell did it. She's got those going. She's got 2 different ones. And we'll probably hit on that later, explaining the different things you can do with that. But just staying involved, staying in contact with each other, because if you get out of that loop, you're going to get discouraged and then you're going to just fizzle back out. So if you've got excitement, stay excited. One thing that Elizabeth Draper did mention on this group we're going to talk about, that Brooke's going to mention, she shared that it actually takes 5 different ways of contacting someone before you get a response. And most people reach out maybe 2, maybe 3 times and then they give up. But it's usually like the known numbers right now is like 5 attempts of reaching someone, like 5 different avenues, whether it's text, email, call, whatever. There's 5 different ways to reach out. A lot of people give up on 2 or 3, and then you're losing out on those opportunities and those people that are already in your warm market. So I think that's probably all I have. So just remember, it's not luck, it's work. And so I hope you guys are going to go home and get to work. Good job.
Okay, just follow-up question for me. You said you ordered, where'd she go? Brianna.
Vistaprint.
Vistaprint, and then when I already created the lookbook for the weddings. I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna have one to keep at the Pink Corley house and then keep one with me so when I go places. But I'll share that with you. Yeah, Vistaprint.
So did you have a file and you sent it to them and they made it look professional?
You just go out and you design it. Like it'll let you. It's called. What is that one called?
I want to say this was under the marketing material.
Yeah.
And it was like a 3.25 inch versus an 8.25. It's like kind of like a brochure.
Yeah.
Very cute.
It was like not a postcard, but something like that.
Okay. Let me get my act together. Well, they did an awesome job. I love a lot of the stuff. Everybody here. Okay. A lot of the stuff Candi was talking about, it really spoke to me. So can any of you ladies relate? Like, yes. Right on. So a lot of what she was talking about was awesome. One thing that I loved that she talked about was that personal development and just keeping yourself encouraged. Because I'm going to tell y'all one thing. I've been doing this for 13 years, and one thing I have realized in being a woman and working with women, if y'all amen this if you're with me, but if you are discouraged in one area of your life, does that tend to spill into every single area of your life? Anybody else? Okay, so that is totally me, and I have recognized that. So if you're going through some stuff right now, is anybody going through some stuff?
Oh yeah.
So we all have some stuff we may be going through. And a lot of you guys know we became a foster family last fall, and I have been so excited. It's something I wanted to do for a long time. But we have a really hard placement and a really hard case that has come with some really hard stuff. And then in the midst of that, we've had 2 really hard deaths in our family, all kind of at the same time. And I will tell you, yes, that has piled up on top of me. So do you think I've been discouraged? It starts in one little area, and then it starts spreading and spreading. And my tendency is to cocoon in. Like, I want to take my hot electric blanket and do this and shut out everyone else and snuggle my kids with me. And that's me. That's how I handle stress. That's how I handle a lot of things. Not everyone does that. Some people reach out. And so as you're noticing those things and you notice those things about yourself, if you know that's you and you know maybe you've got some stuff stuff going on, and you're in your mind thinking this business doesn't work. Because that happens so fast. What I want to encourage you, do not let that discouragement in your life derail you from your dreams, from your business, from where you know you're supposed to be. Because that's what happens so many times, so many women, and I see it over and over, and I fight it myself sometimes. So I love, love, love now. There's two things, it's kind of a good and a bad. One is I love that there's all these trainings out there. The other is all these trainings out there, they overwhelm me. So can I get an amen? Do I have anyone that's like with me on that? Okay. So just kind of being where I was in life, I need to do one show a week, jewelry person, like that's what I need. And that is what I've noticed has kept my business moving forward. I have never been one of the top anything. I have always been the consistent. I've been that kind of tortoise and hare. I've definitely not been the hare. I've been the tortoise, but over the years, my business has grown steadily. I've had a few kind of going like this, but it's just kind of steadily gone a little bit like this, and that's good. But since the fall, since I have had a lot of things hit me all at the same time, and a lot of discouragement, I have felt like in my head, I'm going like this. Now, Jimmy points out to me, I'm not going like this. Like, he's like, stop it. So I thought, I'm going to need a little encouragement. So I've gotten on some of these websites and encouraged myself a little bit. And one of the big ones that I have really connected with lately, I've heard two ladies train on this. So how many of you are excited that we're online and we're like, going live, we can have all these options? How many of you love that? Okay, so how many of you are feeling a little all over the place? Like, what do I do? Where do I go? Yeah, like, so for someone who cocoons in, I'm like, I haven't posted on Facebook in 2 months because I've been like this. Like, so I'm not building my social media preference. Oh no, my business is gonna die. No, that's not true. So a training that I have heard that really spoke to me, and I actually directed Mindy to it, because she and I were just kind of having this conversation, how there's so much coming in at us, and where do we go? It just talked about, don't be discouraged, stay in your lane. And we were like, what does that mean? Well, I'm driving on the highway the other week, and y'all, I have not driven in Atlanta traffic in forever. I used to do it all the time, because my dad lived in Marietta, he's passed away, and my mom lived in Douglasville, she's since moved over here. So I was constantly on 285 and 85, just constantly, all the time. Now I'm on 985 maybe, usually I take back roads. I take back roads everywhere I go, because there's no need. So I had a jewelry show in Stone Mountain on a Friday night. What was I thinking? I was thinking I needed money, so I booked that show. I was like, I gotta drive to Stone Mountain on like 285 at night. So I drove there through ways, went back ways, but came home on the interstate. So I'm driving and I'm stressed. It's so funny. I was like, I'm gonna be like my mama. Like, I'm totally stressed. Like, it's dark. Oh no. And I just kept thinking, stay in your lane, Brooke. Just stay in your lane. Everyone wants to get there, so they're gonna hopefully stay in their lane too, and you're gonna make it home. Like, I sound like a dork, I'm sure. But that's what I was thinking. Stay in your lane. It's just like that training. Stay in your lane. And so what that analogy is we are all on kind of like a premier highway. Like, we're all have these dreams, and we're following them, and we're going, and we're going. Well, for some of us, like Tammy, and I know Mark, the style show is like working awesome for them. They are doing so awesome with the style show. That's kind of like their lane. They're like rocking that out. And then some people, social media. Like, we see these girls, they're so stinking cute on social media. I'm thinking, what's her name? Justine Moon. She's like adorable. I don't even know her, but she's so stinking cute. And one day I had court, and I can't like always show my face on social media. So I took a picture, and I texted it to Mindy, because I thought she had posted it. I was like, is this your arm? She was like, no, I wish it were. I think it was Justine Moon's arm. I don't even know, but it was my profile picture for a little while. So you've got these girls, they're really good at that. That's their lane. And I realized I was trying all of these things, and I was trying to do all of it. But y'all, I've been in for 13 years. Like, I've been in since before Facebook existed, since really before everyone had cell phones. Like, we had a home phone, before really caller ID was in every home. That's how long I've been in Premier. So my lane, and what I have built my business on, is the traditional jewelry show. My tag sign is Brooke Woodward Jewelry Lady. That's what I've been for like probably 10 of those 13 years. And my brother told me that was like genius marketing, because at my jewelry shows, I play this game. a brainwashing game. So I don't really call it that, but I say, every time I say jewelry lady, the first person to shout my name gets a ticket. Person with the most tickets at the end gets a $10 gift card. And I say jewelry lady like 1,000 times. So what are they yelling back at me? Brooke Woodward. So then when I'm in Target, like I'll be like in my sweats, no jewelry, don't do that, it's a bad idea. But it happens. So I'll be there and I'll hear someone go, Brooke Woodward, jewelry lady, like across the Target. Like that's, so like I'm not gonna change, like I'm Brooke Woodward, jewelry lady. I'm not like style show person, whatever. That's my lane and that's what it is. And I got a little bit distracted. I let the discouragement in my life start to flow into that. And I forgot like who I was. God calls us to be something totally different than he calls someone else. We all are driving in a different lane and we're all really good at something. Now you may not think that you are, and if you need someone to tell you what you're good at, you call a premier sister. And I'm sure she can see it in you better than you can see it in yourself. But when I started, okay, I'm a jewelry lady. Like that's my lane. And so I thought, this is awesome. This is good. So I'm going to encourage you, if you are a little bit discouraged and a little bit all over the place, yeah, these trainings are fantastic. But you don't have to. If you feel super uncomfortable doing the style thing you do, then you don't need to watch 1,000 trainings on how to do that. If you feel super uncomfortable on social media, don't totally ignore social media. It does help and it is a good thing, but you don't need to watch 55 trainings on how to do your business solely using social media. But if you're the vice versa and the jewelry lady thing, like you've been in 2 years and you're like 20 years old and you're like, I'm not the jewelry lady, I'm the whatever, then you see what I'm saying? So you need to focus in when you are looking for those so that it takes out some of that discouragement and some of that overwhelmed feeling. So hopefully that helps. If you are in the jewelry lady lane or style show, this applies to both. So anybody?
Jewelry lane.
I'm a jewelry lady.
Okay, so there's a new group that is Elizabeth Draper created on Facebook, and I added all of my first levels. So if you're not on there, you can either ask me or you're upline to add you, or you may be on there and you just don't know because you haven't commented yet, so you just don't know you're part of it. But the group is called Sparkle and Shine, Show the Jewelry and Share the Story. It's a really long name for a group. So if you can't remember it and you want to be added, just text me or email me, hey, can you stick me on that Facebook group? And I'll be happy to. But that is where a lot of ladies who've been in years and years and years, who are in the jewelry lady lane, are kind of sharing tips, tried and true things. And y'all, they're like, jewelry shows still work for me. And they're still working for these ladies, and it is a great thing if that's your lane. So I highly encourage that. Sundays with Sisters is another one, and it'll have a little blurb. So one night there was a little blurb about this person sharing, and she's doing all this stuff about style shows and social media and all that. I was like, no, I'd rather watch this one, because this one's about, you know, referrals with, I just forgot, Greg Taylor. Like, so you can kind of look at the blurbs, and like I said, you can pick and choose, and like Candi shared, listen to those. I listen to them when I'm doing laundry, so that's an awesome time. So the basics is just don't let discouragement derail you. And I'm going to go into, kind of with that jewelry lady lane thought, I'm going to go into a booking activity that is kind of an oldie with a twist. So this one, for those of you, some of you have ever done Chance and Honor. I know Tammy used to be really good at Chance and Honor, that booking activity. So this is a twist on that. So I'm going to show you guys and kind of share that with you a little bit. And then at the end, if you have questions, you can just let me know. But just, if you're thinking, well, that's not me, I'm in a different lane, let me just encourage you with something. Candi shared, so if you feel like your lane is social media, that's awesome. But I will say in-person jewelry shows, whatever kind that is, whether it's a style show, style session, whatever it looks like, an in-person jewelry show, that is going to get you better results than solely using the computer or something like that. That you can do, but it's going to take time, from my understanding.
Yeah, that was my 1,000 versus 150.
Yeah, it's going to take time to build. So it is a good thing to supplement and to augment. Like Candi said, she didn't have a jewelry show. She had a free night where her hubby took the kids, and I mean, she chose to show her jewelry on social media and made some money. So that's awesome. So even if you're in a certain lane, you know, you can totally do that. But what I'm saying is, don't get so distracted and just focus on what you're good at. So I love that you can pull through things. But with doing in-home jewelry shows, a lot of us, since all these new things have come out, got a little bit like lazy, I think, with the elements of a jewelry show. So can anyone throw out there, what are the elements of a jewelry show? A good, successful jewelry show. What are those elements? Show the jewelry.
Do a booking activity.
Do a booking activity. Sponsoring activity.
Survey to hostess.
And tell about the
Golden guarantee.
guarantee. Okay? Did I miss any? Booking, sponsoring, guarantee, and show the jewelry. Did I miss one?
Or there used to be 6 at one point, but I think we've narrowed it down now.
Well, that's what is in my brain right now. So those things. So this is kind of the order I typically do those. I do an introduction, and then I talk about the golden guarantee, and then I do the fashion part. So if you're a style show girl, that's where style show, you would kind of filter in there. So I do a little bit on fashion, share some fun style tips and some fun things like that. And then I go and I show how much jewelry that the hostess can get. And I use a visual. So I stack boxes, you can drape jewelry. I use a visual with that. And then after that, most people at this point is where you're going to do a booking activity. This one, the lady that did this, she recommended doing it at the very end, right after guest surveys. And I'll tell you why in a second. So from that booking, I go straight into sponsoring, share about that. Then I do drawings at the end and I'm done. Okay, so my jewelry show portion typically is around 20 minutes max. And you really don't want to go over that very much because you're going to lose people. But it gives enough time to where they're sitting down and they're, usually when I do it, they're eating, so they're happy. And I'm just sharing some fun tips with them. They're interacting back with me. I give out lots of tickets to make it fun. Again, the brainwashing game. And they're getting those and then just having a lot of fun. But I'm not going like so long that they're thinking, when is she going to stop with me? So you don't want it to be that. So if you're a little out of practice with those elements of a jewelry show, I encourage you to get back to the basics. Stand in front of your mirror, do that. Even if you're doing a style show twist on it, even if you're doing it via social media, if you have something where Candi said it or Brianna said it, one of them, to get them to a point of decision. That is where, if you're just kind of standing up and doing a drop-in thing, I do those also. But those do not turn out near as well as when I share those main elements of a jewelry show. I get more bookings, I usually have more sales, and I have people interested in the business when I do those things, okay? So I'm gonna just kind of start with that. This booking activity, let me grab my stuff. It is called, and Kathy Fall is the one who did this, and I found she did this on that group, Sparkle and Shine, Show the Jewelry and Share the Story. So if you like this booking activity, all you're going to do is go on, I'm going to do it obviously, but you're going to go on that Facebook group. You just, there's a search button at the top, a little search bar at the top of the group, and you can search Kathy Fall. And I'm going to give you this, so you can search her name. And when you search her name, you can actually see her doing it. So you can, she's the one that created it. I'm just copying her. So you can see me do my twist on it tonight, and then her do it if this is something you want to do. And then if you decide to do this, you really need to practice it in front of the mirror, okay? And I tell all my first levels when I'm training them, practice in front of a mirror. Don't just practice in your mind. Close the door and lock it if you don't think you're crazy. But talk out loud, practice in front of the mirror so you can practice messing up also. You want to practice messing up in front of the mirror until you're comfortable and confident. There's no magic booking activity. It's the one that you're comfortable and confident doing. So some of you may see this and go, I don't like that. That's not my lane. That's okay. Some of you may do this, see this, and go, oh, that's kind of a fun thing. And that's kind of what I did. So, all right. So what you're going to do, you're doing this after the guest surveys. And I'll explain why in just a second. And can I pretend, can y'all be at my jewelry show? Because y'all are closest to me. Okay, let me see.
I want that Belize ring anyway.
You do? You like it?
I do.
You like my stuff up here? Okay. All right, ladies. So when you're done with those guest surveys, if you'll just hand those in, we're going to do a prize drawing with those in just a second. Okay, you done? Okay. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to do one last fun thing before we get to eat and play in jewelry. Are y'all ready? Now, how many of you are thinking, jewelry? My love it list is way longer.
Oh, Brooke, what word?
You get a ticket. And then I was just a big ticket. How many of you, your love it list is way longer than your budget? Anybody? Okay. But it's okay. I have a fun game, and each one of you, if you decide to play this game, is going to be a winner. Okay? So I'm going to come around to you, and I'm going to say, now look, aren't these cute? Got little cute stickers on them. I'm going to come around, and I'm going to offer you one of my cards. And what you're going to do, I'm going to say, do you want to win? And if you're like, yeah, jewelry lady, I want to win, then you're just going to pick a card. And you're going to hang on to that card, and we'll all open them at the end together. Okay? So you're thinking now, what does that mean if I pick a card? So what that means, you're going to have one of three things written on your card. Okay? Your card is either going to say ring, okay? And if your card says ring, y'all look at my cute rings. These are exclusive rings. If your card says ring, you can take it home with you that night, no strings attached, okay? So that's if your card says ring. Now, if I come around and you want to win, and you open your card and it says bling, then you get to choose from my bling bar. So you can choose one of these bracelets. Again, you get to take it home, no strings attached, okay? Now, when I come around, if your card says cha-ching, y'all, that is the real winner, because what that means is you get a ring, you get some bling, and you cha-ching, you're going to get me and free. So what that means is I will come out to you, we'll schedule a date that works best for you, and I can do any of my services. I can do a jewelry show like I'm doing tonight. We can do a little bit more style focus with some clothes. We can do a fundraiser. We can do you and a friend in a coffee shop. We can meet you at your office. So I can really work around your crazy busy so that you can have a fun evening with your friends, but also get your wish it or your love it list for free. Okay, now ladies, I play fair, and all I ask is that you do too. So if I come around to you and you get your card and it says ring or bling, and you're like, the jewelry lady, I really wanted my card to say cha-ching. Good job. It's okay. You can always upgrade. So if it says ring or bling, you can totally upgrade. All right, and if it says cha-ching on there, then again, that just means you get your ring, you get your bling, but then we're going to choose a date at some point to do something that works in your calendar to get all your jewelry free. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So we're going to start with you, Roxanne.
Okay.
You want to win?
I want to win.
Oh, I forgot one thing. Y'all, the other thing in the playing fair is, if you're thinking, jewelry lady, I do not want free jewelry. Y'all, I never force anybody to take free jewelry. It is okay. So you can just smile and say, no, thank you. Okay? If that's you. All right. So, would you like to win?
I want to win.
All right. Yay! Okay, just hang on to that just a second. I don't know what you're next.
Yes, I will win.
She wants to win.
She took two. It's not fair. You little thiefy. You took a ring bling to chain it off.
You want a ring bling or cha-ching?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Okay. All right. We'll take Becky's. All right, ladies, y'all can open up your card and let's see what it says. What'd you get? What'd you get?
Ring.
Ring! Yay! Okay.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. All right. Now, if yours says ring or bling, then at checkout, bring that to me, and we can talk at checkout. If yours says cha-ching, if you'll just hang out right there, and we'll go ahead and pencil in your date and get that ready, and you can have first dibs. If you want to upgrade to cha-ching, then just stay right where you are. So, ladies, y'all can go shop, have fun, try on the jewelry. I asked you not to put the earrings through your ears because that's gross. So that's how I kind of end. Okay, so now I'm going to slip back in training mode. Did that make sense to y'all?
It
Yes.
does, but when you do, like if you have a cha-ching, because I've heard this years ago, I mean, this was old school.
This
right?
is old school.
And that's old school's what I'm going
Yes.
to. But I never done that because I was always afraid somebody that got cha-ching would say, I don't want either, or just, would not want to book. Or
So that's why,
So I wouldn't have agreed to play.
so that is
been
why,
me. That's why I said that, because I thought, well, what's she going to say in her mind?
that's why I love her verbiage, and I messed it up a little. When you say, the part where you say, I played fair and all I ask that you do, that is huge. I remember when Chance and Honor was a big thing, my first Chance and Honor flopped. Everyone did that to me. They were like, no, because they didn't win the thing or whatever. And I called Tammy, who had been having success with it, and she said, Brooke, that's because you have to really point out when you're doing it that they have to play fair. So I love her wording, because she says, I play fair, and all I ask is that you do too. So if you get Ring or Bling and you want cha-ching, you can totally upgrade. And if you get cha-ching, then that means so I just reiterate, that means that we're gonna pick a date and I'll totally work around you're busy and I can do any of my, and that's where Brianna, you can say, I can do any of my menu services, blah, 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 you have one of those fancy things, for you. And if you are like, I don't want free jewelry, I kind of make a joke. If you don't want free jewelry, I don't ever force it on anyone. So just say no thank you when I come around. So I think that helps. She also pointed out in this that you will have at your shows someone say, I bet they all say cha-ching. So back in the day when I did Chance and Honor, I had a lot of people kind of be sarcastic. And her answer to this is, and I loved it, because you will have that happen. Her answer to this is, I will tell you, they do not all say cha-ching, but the odds of getting free jewelry are definitely in your favor. So she worded it that way. I love that. She just put a very positive spin on that. Any other questions?
What if you get the cha-ching, but they don't want to have a party, but they want the jewelry?
They have to book to get if they get cha-ching, then they've got to schedule a party with you.
Okay.
It's an honor.
But if they get the ring, then they get to choose a ring, or they can upgrade and get the ring and the gift.
So kind of the idea behind this, if they're willing to play,
They're willing to
They're
take
willing
a chance
to
to book.
they're willing to take a chance to book. So Tammy pointed out when we were talking about what we were going to train on, she said, giving a gift is a little expensive to someone who doesn't even book. These gifts, the max that I spent are $3. So it's just like, if you have someone who decides not to book, who doesn't want to upgrade, then yeah, you've lost $3. But more than likely, if they're going to play, whoever said that, if they're going to play, they're probably willing to book. So it's just going to be your follow-up at the end. Say, why don't we go ahead and upgrade you? You can get the bracelet and the ring, and you can get a free night with your girlfriends, and you can kind of do that whenever you want. Yes, and that's what you do at checkout. So that's why I tell them, if you want to do cha-ching, just stay right here so we can get the date, and you get first dibs. If you are Ring or Bling, just meet me at checkout, and you don't want to upgrade, then at checkout, bring me your card. So the other thing with that too is the ratio of the cards, and this is on here. Tammy, will you pass those around? So the ratio on your cards, there are 16 cards total. 3 of them say ring, 3 of them say cha-ching, 3 of them say bling, and 10 of them say cha-ching. Okay, so the odds are in your favor. And then she did a fun little tip so that you're not having to figure out what's what.
Add dots to the back.
There's dots on the back that no one even notices. So there's 1 dot, 2 dots, or no dots. And so then you'll know when you're cleaning up, like if you have an empty envelope and you're like, what is that? Well, 1 dot's meaning ring. So this should have a card in it that says ring when you repack it, so you don't have to constantly try to figure that out. Oh, and the other part is to be wearing them, and I forgot to do that in this demonstration. But you should be wearing one of each. So since I have on gold, I should probably, put on something fun, and then just say you can get one of my exclusive rings. So really point out this is a hostess gift only. This is for this game only. And I have a lot of people. These bracelets are the ones everyone wants, the charm ones. And I've heard the coil bracelets, which I just ordered some. I've never used them. Are awesome. And back in the day, it was these tennis bracelets. So if you have one on, almost every show, people will say, can I just order that? And I'm like, sorry, it's just exclusive only. But I'd be happy to, what's your, then we kind of work through what her holdups are. That's why not. Any other questions?
Where do you get those? That's my question.
Incentive
From
store.
that place I told you to stay away from.
Until you're making a profit, yes. the incentive store. And you don't need to buy these things. You can just use one of your trays and lay some bracelets out and lay a couple of rings in there. I've done it that way too.
I think it was at the last training where you had said that you say when I see you at your party, then I'll give you what you picked out.
That idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
So
was if I was doing retired jewelry. I would
Okay.
not give that piece of retired jewelry then. I would wait until.
okay, but the extra just stuff, you go ahead and do. Okay.
Okay, so that's a good question. I forgot. She also does that. So what she does is she has them pick them out. And so in my little, where's my bag for my show? So I just have it all stored in this little bag. It was I'm part of Fab Fit Fun, and this was Fab. So I just have a little envelope with some baggies and a Sharpie. And so when they pick out what they want and we do a date, I write their name and their date on that. And then what she does, she does a little snapshot of it when she gets home and just sends them a confirmation. I have this waiting for you, super excited to give this to you at your show. So then as you're using it, when you go up and show the booking activity, you can kind of present your hostess with that at that time,
Okay.
once you've done it a while.
So they do not get it until they have the party. Okay.
Anything else, just so you're not losing them?
Yeah.
Because that's cheating. Okay. All right, that was it. Tammy's gonna do some fashion.
Quick fashion.
Yeah. Not too long.
I'm so glad that she did that. I watched that video and I was like, I'm so glad to be seeing some of these old school stuff coming back.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, she said she gets
Well,
7 to 10
sometimes
bookings.
beer, sometimes.
Yeah, and Candi made a good point. On this training, she hadn't used it in a while and kind of pulled it back out. She had gotten like 5 bookings at one show and like 6 at another.
I'll take a look at my show.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of go into fashion real quick. One of the things Brooke mentioned was which lane are you in? So I want to kind of tell about my story with the lane. When the style stuff came out, I thought it was really cool, but it was extremely overwhelming to me. So I looked through everything, tried different things, the style, I don't even know what you call it. Candi, what was that style thing?
Profile.
Style profile. I tried style profile, I tried doing all these things, and it was just too much. So I decided to take a few pieces and work them into what I already knew how to do. And so, no, this does not come to my show. I got this together because I wanted to really quickly show y'all what's going on in fashion right now, so that you can have some of those tidbits to be able to throw in there as little pieces of confetti. Okay? So right now you're going to see the ruffles. You're going to see lots of ruffling, and you're going to see open shoulders. Not like this, but anyways. This is an off-the-shoulder top as well. Floral and big flowy sleeves. Okay? So you got some fun stuff going on. Big, bold statement colors and a lot of block coloring. Y'all know what that means? Where you'll just have patches of blocks of colors. So you're going to see bold, but you're also going to see pastels. So you've got two extremes right now.
Really confusing.
It is confusing, right? So wear whatever you want. So the pastel, and then this has got some of your checks in there. Like the little checks is really what's in, but the plaid is still there. Like I said, again, floral and sheer. So I kind of joke at my show now, I'm like, sheer, but make sure you're wearing something underneath it. Okay? So you can just throw some funnies in. Americana. This was a great little duster that we got for Rally for Patriotic Day, and so this would be in style right now if I just wanted to wear it because it's Americana. Like I said, pastels and so forth. And then here is where I'm going to get into my fashion piece, because this is all I'm doing at my show right now, okay? So I'll have Stephanie, and Erin was wondering if she needed a mannequin, and I said, no, really, when you first start, just go off of your people, because then you get more focused on what you're doing, the jewelry, the personal touch, and so forth, and you don't have to add something extra. However, if you're that person that's scared to death of people, and you're in this business and this makes you more comfortable, then just do that, okay? Whatever works for you. So I basically come in and I will do the 1, 2, 3. That is all I'm doing. Very easy, and I will tell them to go to their closet, find all their neutrals, And while I'm telling them all this, I have them writing things down on their love it list. And I tell them, if you like it, write it. It'll be easier to find later. And I'll tell them their fashion steps. Number one, find your neutral pieces in your closet. Once you've got your neutrals identified, then go and find your layering pieces. And I will just tell them what layering pieces are, you know, those types of things. Nothing big and lengthy. And then I'll say, and of course the jewelry is going to be the icing on your cupcake. And then I'll make a joke about a cupcake, okay? And how we don't want to be a cupcake without some icing, because that's nothing but a muffin, and no woman wants to be related to a muffin. Right? Y'all get it? That's fine. Maybe I should tell it in its entirety.
You don't want to be a naked cupcake.
I don't call them naked cupcakes. I just say it's a muffin. And no woman wants to know.
No, I say it was a naked cupcake.
Yeah. They just hear muffin and think, oh no. So I would show them this basic t-shirt. Y'all, this is us like every day, right? But you can add something to it and dress it up. So let's just put Durango on there. I love this because you can take it up or down. Throw on your jean jacket with it, and look how cute it becomes, because now it's more pulled together. You look very stylish. Throw on some earrings with it. And then Durango has these two pieces, so I can either wear this long with it, or I can adjust to make this the shorter piece, and then drawstring it back to the long piece. And you've got a completely different look. Throw your bracelet in there, and you're ready to go. Do you see the difference that makes with a 1, 2, 3? Okay. Now, I can also go from here, take my Durango, and when I show this, I sell Durangos at every show. It's $71, y'all. Show that. And most of them, when they buy the Durango, will typically throw in the bracelet, which is another $49, so that's a good order. Okay, sure. Because it's not something that they see every day. So then I'll jump into my tank top, and I tell people, okay, here's my tank top. I spent $4 at Walmart. It's great, right? Yes, it's great. So I could just throw in, you know, a little tiny necklace. This is Blessed. Or we have a silver one called Blessed. And then this is one that I created off of our engravables. You can put whatever you like on it. And it says Thankful and Blessed. Put a simple little bracelet. Throw in some earrings. But then I want to just dress it up a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a duster to it. And when I add that duster, all of a sudden it has more light to it. And so I'm going to throw on the Touch of Glam necklace, and look how cute that is. Totally changed that look up. And for a bracelet, this is one of our other customizable pieces. Really, really cute, and you can share the love with somebody else by creating them something like that. Okay? Now, just to show you how you can use the same pieces, change things up a little bit. I'm going to keep the same little top on, but I'm going to change my fashion piece.
I have that. I bought it at Walmart.
Walmart, girl!
Bathing suit section.
Yes. But I
I
don't
wear
wear
it
it.
to the shower.
But I don't use it as a bathing suit piece.
I don't either. I wear it over a mauve dress and a blue dress and a white
Okay.
dress.
So look at that. Did that not just spice that up? Okay. So this outfit right here would be less than $20, and I stress that it is not about how much money you spend on your clothing, that it is what you do with them. And I was getting made fun of about Walmart the other day. I'm like, listen, I need money for my accessories. Okay? So now look how cute that is. It's completely different. Same little $4 top. I changed my layer, and then I have something completely different to work with, and to show them the versatility, and then I would go through the versatility of that piece of jewelry. Another big fashion trend right now is stripes. So we'll do that. And not that this is a fashionable thing to wear. If you're trying to hide, you don't want to be wearing horizontal stripes. So I'm going to show you a tip on how you can take that horizontal stripe and disguise it. We're going to put on a vertical line. Now the eyes are drawn up and down, okay? And then you put this on there, and we can do something very simple, and you can just use your artsy. I love artsy, so before Durango came out, I sold artsy at every show. But this is 46, Durango 71, so where's my focus? Okay? Yes. Now this is super cute too, and I will just show the same things that you can do with this, wearing it long, short, etc. And then I'll throw this on there, and then you might want to add a little bit extra color. So I'll show them how they can add in the Bordeaux and give it another look altogether. Maybe take this out of it, make this one the short one, layer it up a little bit, and then we've got all that. Throw in a pair of earrings, of course, and then I do these bracelets to show with that. Give them some cute earrings. So I show another piece of our custom, and this little piece right here is also part of our new line. I put I am fearfully and wonderfully made and added a heart and a cross charm. The first day I wore that, I had a lady try to buy it off of me. It was over $80. She did not care. But then she knew some of the struggles I had been through and said, no, I'm not taking that off of you. You just got it. And then spent more money with it. But we don't always want to be simple. Sometimes we just want a bold statement and scream, check me out. Okay? So that's what I do. That's my fashion right there. So you see, I haven't really gone overboard. And triplet, if you don't know, has 3 pieces to it. So I do actually show the breakdown of the different looks they can get with that. But the stress is that it is so simple. Neutrals, layers, jewelry. I go through it very, very quickly. Let them see what a difference it makes. And it's so visual that they want to know how to do that. So what has happened to me is that people tune in to see that stuff from me now. They see it on me because I will make a presentation in a quick little video. Because before I started doing that, I didn't think I looked bad. It wasn't that, but I did not feel pulled together and polished like I do now. It's amazing just throwing on a layer, how that will do, and with our jewelry. And people look at you like, how you look like that? I don't know how you do that. It's kind of like Elizabeth Moonside when you look at her science teacher or whatever teacher she was, and then now, and they don't even look like the same people. Premier can do wonders. And so we want to be able to show that to them as well. And it's fun. And actually next week I have a closet consult, which I'm very excited about. And so I'm going to go into this lady's closet. She really doesn't have any money. She told me that. She said, I don't want to waste your time. I said, it's a good experience for me, so let me come and do it. We'll create a wish list. Because she already turned down the ideas of inviting friends or passing a catalog. So I tried those too. But I'm excited about that because it's like we have value. We have something else. And I'm not announcing that I do closet consults. She asked me because I don't have time to run into everybody's closet. But she asked me, so I'm going to go do that for her because she really expressed the need. Service, once again. If you have the time and you can do it, do it. Okay? Yeah. I do have a prize drawing, so, and a money jar. So hers is better, so I'll go ahead and do mine first. Oh, and Aiden said, I need to show what he made. He's asked me all night long. So he made a tractor trailer base, y'all see, it's Legos.
Awesome.
With cardboard that he glued together. Okay, so there are 5 lucky ladies that have a shamrock underneath their seat.
Really?
Really?
Hey, you gotta be more excited to win.
Is there one under my
Oh, I got one.
I got one. I got winner taking dinner.
Okay, you get to pick a prize.
Oh,
And if you didn't get one, there's some open seats you could look under. The first 5. Okay, I'm going.
She's brave. Pick up the cushions.
There you go. Go.
Yeah.
Parents are telling us to find our microphone.
No.
There was one day I thought, oh crap, I didn't think about that. There's something living there.
Okay.
Pick all
Last 3 numbers, 602.
What is it?
602 is the cash.
I threw mine away. No idea.
No?
Hold on.
Okay. I don't even have it.
I don't have
Give it
that.
up.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, not me.
Okay.
I had 6:02.
Well,
You did?
That's the winner.
You had
6:03.
No, I said 6:02.
And somebody's nice, they left them sitting over there for me.
All right, let's see.
Thank you.
I don't know how much is in here now. $31.
Awesome. This pays for my singing lesson I had today.
Oh, awesome.
I started singing lessons today, it's one of my dreams.
You don't need to take
Debbie
lessons.
Fritz.
You're good, but awesome. Oh, I love Debbie.